Hello and welcome to my presentation. Fairness is very important in sport. There are different rules which make sport fair, but it's very hard to make it fully fair for everyone. So right now it is highly discussed how we should treat transgender athletes in sports to stay fair, but also morally correct. I personally do track and field and I run middle distance. Especially there in middle distance running, athletes can have an advantage. Transgender athletes can have an advantage. I think because I am in sports by myself, it allows me to gain a perspective in both sides, and I also can see both sides. It is very hard to say what the right solution is and what's fair for everyone. In my research paper, I'm trying to speak about the latest rules of transgender athletes. Also, I'm trying to educate and speak about misconceptions. It is very important to educate people and speak it up and speak about taboos because it's an important step for gender equality. First of all, a lot of information is false information. Transgender athletes are athletes which identify with a different gender than the way they were born. So, because men have hormonal advantages in sports, people assume that transgender athletes have also advantages in sports. But if someone decides to be a girl, they do a hormonal therapy which mostly eliminates any athletic benefits. Therefore, the International Olympic Committee decides that as long that transgender athletes has a certain hormone level, they are allowed to compete. Because of a lack of education, a lot of people don't accept transgender athletes in the sports society. This was shown by a study. These days, we are trying to achieve gender equality, and therefore it is important to accept transgender athletes. But therefore, we need to be educated about it to avoid misconceptions. It also is important that we differ transgender athletes from athletes with, for example, intersex conditions. For example, Caster Semenya, she's an 800-meter runner and was in the news very often lately. With this research paper, I've learned a lot about myself too, and it helped me that I can educate other people about this topic. Thank you very much for listening.